you were talking about the different channels for meditation teaching, a big one's actually corporations. There's a lot of corporations that are starting to add meditation to their wellness packages. And often that's a multi-week agreement with a meditation instructor where they'll come in and they'll host meditation for their employees. Sometimes it's remote, sometimes it's actually in person. So that's another market that meditation is available. It's definitely growing. There's even insurance companies that are offering subscriptions to like Calm and Insight Timer and these other online modalities to help with the health and wellness portion. So that, like Sora was saying, you are definitely on the forefront of this market, but it's becoming increasingly mainstream. The other thing I wanted to share was kind of about expectations. And when Sarah mentioned the who am I part, it really struck a chord with me, because you may run into people who have this expectation of what you should be as a meditation teacher, who you should be. And the biggest thing I'll tell you is that meditation instructors are people. You are people. Deepak is a person, you know? So I would often see things like if he had a political opinion or he got angry about something that was happening, people would say like, oh, you're supposed to be above that. You're supposed to be the spiritual enlightened person. He's a person. You're all people. So you may find yourself contemplating, well, I don't think that I'm at that level in order to be a meditation teacher and have people listen to me and come to me. And whenever people would present that to me of, oh, you work at the Chopra Center, it must be so zen there. It's a business. It's like any other business. So yeah, we had meditation every day. We had some really cool perks, but it's a business. So at least my department was not sitting around just like lounging, thinking about meditations. That we had deadlines, we had deliverables, I had revenue goals, I had expenses. It's a business. And so just, you know, when you're thinking about going out and doing a business, and you may have that thought in the back of your mind of, I'm not spiritual enough, or people are going to expect me to be a certain way. All you have to do is remind them, I'm a person. If you're allowed to have political beliefs, you're allowed to have emotions. That's a common thing that is in the back of your mind when you're going into this space.
Christine, can I chime in? Because that was so deeply. It wasn't until I accepted that for myself where I didn't feel like I was putting myself into a lofty box of what I was supposed to be. You know, like, this is what I'm supposed to be, but this is who I really am. I'm just an imperfect human being at the end of the day. And in the training, we talk about that's your gift. Being the imperfect human being is the gift that you have to offer the people that you work with, because you understand them, you relate to them. And until I was able to break out of that mold inside myself and not limit myself to what I had to be, the spiritual, nice person, but I'm a very passionate, fiery, I can be crazy sometimes, you know, and that's like, it's okay. That's okay. Whatever you are is okay. That's what you bring. So you're not limited to this role. You don't have to fit into a box of meditation teacher. You could be, it's being the fullness of who you are. That's what you have to offer.
Yeah, and the other part that kind of goes along with that has to do with the mental block. You were talking about money, is because the majority of the programs I worked on always had some sort of free element. There was this of the like, how dare you charge for this type thing, or this is spiritual work, it should be given for free, or everyone should have access to it. And that is totally true, but there's also work that goes into it, and you're allowed to charge for your time and your knowledge and your skill, right? So you're providing a service, and it is perfectly okay for you to charge for that service. That's another big thing.
Absolutely.
I would totally joke with people. who would come up with that just internally of, do you think Deepak is sitting here coding this website? He's not. So he has to hire people to come and help put his message out into the world, right? And just because he makes a lot of money, it's because he's providing a service. He's providing wisdom to people, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. And you can, for your own self, if you have channels you want to give back to the community, if you want to offer free things, if you want to donate a portion of your revenue to organizations that you care about, you want to donate your time or talents, that is perfectly okay. But you're allowed to charge for your time and your skill and all the work you put into the service that can come across as being, for everybody. It's totally okay to charge.
It's okay to charge a lot of money and to receive abundance. If you're transforming people's lives, transforming them from the inside out, that's worth a lot. And people invest in what they value, especially in the West. They invest in what they value. So that's a big one. That's a huge hurdle. Thanks for bringing that one up.
Sure. Yeah.